Hey guys, it's me again. Just going to go ahead and read the June 12th devotional. It comes out of this book here, Common Life Daily Challenge by Tony. If you have time, read it. If not, listen to me, and I'll give it to you best I can. Today's passage comes from Acts 17:11. It says, "The people of Berea were open-minded and those of Thessalonica, and they listened eagerly to Paul's message. They searched the scriptures day after day to see if Paul and Silas were teaching the truth." The uncommon key at the bottom says, "Practical matters aside, you should always be ready to test what you hear against the Word of God, to be certain that there is no conflict." What that basically is saying is, for those that don't quite get it, all the things that you're taught, you need to go back to the Word and see what the Word has to say about it. See what you're being taught is supported by the actual Word of God, not just taking little tiny bits and pieces of it and changing it around to the person's own manner of teaching, put it in a nice way. I encourage you guys, the things that I say, go into your Word and make sure I'm right. If I'm wrong, you let me know, because I try to interpret it through what God would have to say, not what I have to say. And I'm human, I may miss the mark, I may mess up sometimes. But it's important to fully understand what God's trying to tell you, which is why it's important that you read the Word of God on your own, not just listening to someone do it. That's why it's important when you go to church on Sunday and the pastor preaches something. It's good to take it in and to feed your spirit and to have it resonate in you. But it's equally as important to make sure, if it's something you've heard for the first time that you don't fully understand, or you do fully understand but you want to make sure it's the right thing, to go back into the Word and just find some more supporting scriptures that support what he's saying, and seeing if there's another side to it as well that maybe he didn't say. Maybe you'll get something that he didn't touch on in the service that's like another enlightenment to what he was trying to preach. So it's quite important, just because, for the simple fact that, you want to challenge yourself spiritually, you want to challenge yourself with the Word of God and all that, but you also want to make sure you're doing so you can go out and you can help others. You can encourage others to do the same thing, because if you don't do it, how are you going to be able to help others if you're not saying that people are telling you lies, even on purpose or accident. I'm simply saying that maybe what they taught you, maybe you didn't fully understand your spirit, and you go out and you say the wrong thing to someone, and they talk to somebody else, and they talk to that person, and they say that's not right, and they'll just go, well, so and so told me this. You have to make sure everything you say is supported by the Word, especially when you're talking to unbelievers, people who haven't known the Christian faith yet, people who don't fully understand what it means. It's not a religion, it's an actual faith, it's a belief, it's a lifestyle. It's not like some weird, stand up, sit down thing. We're not forcing people to believe what we believe. We're not forcing people to do certain things. It's a choice. Whether that person chooses it or not, it's completely up to them. But it's our job as Christians to enlighten them in it. Or if you don't, not to sound too weird, to tell them about it. Be honest with them. Tell them about it. The only way you can really do that, the only way you can be effective in that, is if you challenge yourself. If you don't sit there and just do this in church, throw up an occasional amen and stuff like that. I'm not knocking on anybody. I'm just saying, for me, I open my Word in church, what the pastor has to say, and I also read the verse in front of it and the verse behind it. And if it matches up, if it flows, if it's what it's supposed to mean, then I take it to heart. And I also read other passages he may not necessarily have said. I go back home and I go to Bible Gateway and do stuff like that. Why? Because yes, I want to feed my spirit and I want it to resonate in me. I want to go out, I want to help other people as well. Make sure I'm being fed properly, make sure I'm helping them and feeding them properly. It's a never-ending cycle. It's a big circle. So my challenge to you guys today is, if you have time before work, go ahead and do that. Something that you've learned Sunday, go in and do it and check it. If not, you do it when you get home for the following day. But you guys have a great day, and I hope it's a blessed one.